What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to the next session here in the Paramotor sports. Man, it's been more than 2 months since I was able to do the last video here. The reason is that the weather was crazy. We had such stormy weathers over many months that there was literally no way to fly here for that long. But now the weather is going better, and we also have, the sun is coming out, which is great. However, of course, due to the current coronavirus crisis, well, I'm not sure how long I will still be allowed to actually go and leave the house. But we did not have a curfew yet. We were able to walk out still, or are at this very moment still. And yeah, the weather was great, no wind, and why not have a great flight here? We can't really catch a virus up there, can we now? So we're preparing, and one thing ahead, I'm going to blow my first launch. Alright, so I'm getting myself ready here. Wind Zach showing me some, very weak wind coming from the front. Ideal to start, and then you hear it. And what? What happened? Well, turns out the motor just died on me as I was launching. I went ahead, I brought up the wing, everything was looking perfect, as Lucas told me from behind. He says, hey, it was perfect, you could have launched. But then I started to give throttle on the motor, and it was like, and it just went out. What the heck? And that, obviously, I can't start like this. And I've, put the wing out, I've laid the wing out again, and given it another try. And this time, yep, things were looking good, and I was checking the wing tips up there if there's no problem with that, and here we go. Finally, after 2 or 3 months back in the air. God damn it, that is so amazing, and it allows me to forget for a while the whole corona thing going on and everything around it. I can just fly a little bit and be free and just feel this freedom and amazing view from up here. Lucas, in the meantime, was still down there. He was preparing his launch. We both had one launch already blown. My first launch because the motor died, and I think also his launch, something went wrong there. And he's preparing his second launch now. And another thing, why did the motor die? That is a good question. Like, why? How does the motor, when you give throttle, just turn off? And I think I have my motor not perfectly set up. There are some screws in the backs of it where you can, adjust how much fuel exactly it'll get and such. And I think it's not perfectly dialed in because I have this special feature on this Motor 185 on this Maverick Sport that when I don't give, when I'm not using the throttle, it's just in idle mode, the propeller should stop to swing. It just stops turning and just stands still. Here's the second launch from Lucas. Somehow the wing's turning to his left, right there. Yeah, so when the motor, when I go in idle mode on the motor, it should just stop turning the propellers. And just, the motor is still running in idle, but the propeller stops completely. That doesn't work for me. My propeller always runs, even though I do have this feature on the motor, so that already shows me something is not set up quite right. I would have to do some minor adjustments. I haven't yet figured out how to do that and what to do with it, but I mean, if I take a manual, I guess I could probably make it happen. Just didn't have the time or motivation for doing this. And secondly, and I think that also is the same reason why, because it's not dialed in right, that there is this little moment where in the throttle, when I give throttle very slowly, then there is a short moment where something, a hole is closed or whatever, and no fuel comes through for a second or a half, and it's enough to give the motor a shutdown. And I can solve the problem by basically going straight ahead and just accelerating faster. This will, get past this short sequence where there is a problem or where there's not much fuel coming in or whatever, and then it works. And that's what I've done here on the second launch. And I'm making my first wing over not wing over, but my first practices here. You see, I'm slowly gaining confidence here. I'm still in the beginning of this sport, ladies and gentlemen, and it feels a bit crazy to do these kind of things. Just pull to the right, and after you've pulled to the left, you can pull to the after you've pulled to the right, you can pull much further to the left, and you swing much further to the left side, and then you do a right one, and you swing even further to the other side, and this is how I guess you prepare the wing overs. And I've been playing also with giving a bit of throttle at the same time, and I'm gaining some confidence here and making some progress. And eventually I will be also making some wing overs at some point, but yeah, still practicing. And since I haven't been flying for 2 months now, or 2.5, I think it's safe to say it's rather good to just leave it with a few little practices. Isn't that a beautiful view? Finally, the winter is gone, and the sun is coming out. The winds have been much smoother now the last days than they were the last month, so really great and awesome to have a flight. We were flying over to a mountain to the left side. You see it there on the horizon. It's about, I'm not sure, 20, 15 kilometers away, something like this. You see it now closer. We're now closer. I've cut it. And we're making our way there. Lucas is behind me, and I'm about 500-600 meters high right now. So yeah, you see the little town underneath, where some of it's actually not that little, but yeah. Unfortunately, I still have a problem with my GoPro, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. This thing is just driving me nuts. I've lost so much video footage due to this stupid thing. I'm recording. I'm pressing, like, I don't see what the GoPro does. It's mounted on my helmet, so I touch up there and press the one button that will immediately trigger the recording. So, and then I record. And I know I'm recording because I wasn't recording before. Pressing the button, it activates the recording. Now, pressing it again will shut down the recording and shut down the GoPro. Simple as that, right? How could that go wrong? Now, somehow it worked a couple of times, and then, of course, just as I was flying around this mountain over there, I've reached it with Lucas, and I was flying around it and over it, and really cool. It's a nice spot right there, and that's, of course, the one part that I wanted to record that the GoPro didn't record. For some reason, it just didn't record it. Just didn't. And then also, very often, I just start the recording, and it records the 10 seconds with image, and then it stops recording image. It just shows the last image frozen, and the sound will still be recorded, but the image is frozen. So this is what happened here, or the other thing that happened here where it just didn't record. Now we're past the first mountain, flying to the second one over there in the distance, and you see Lucas above me here in the front. I think he was flying with the trimmers open, so he had more speed. I had them completely closed. I was just, cruising along really low speed, like 30 kph or so, super slow. And here it is. See that? That's what happens. I've just shown this to you guys here before. Normally I cut this out. This time I've shown it to you. That the video footage just stops recording. Oh, I'm a bit low here. I've got to gain some altitude. The imagery is stopping to record. Oh, this is one of the mountains to the right here that I flew by. Yeah, and the sound would still go. The GoPro would still lose its entire battery while recording nothing. Such a nonsense thing. I don't know what happens with what's happening with this stupid thing, but I'm really getting annoyed by this, because this is a sport. You can't just walk out and record it again. If it's not recorded when you had it, then it's gone, and it's unrecoverably gone. It's just gone forever, and you will never have it back. It's so frustrating to lose video material on flights like this, where I had a beautiful flight around this mountain and just not be able to show it to you guys, because the stupid thing just crashed on me. Man, this is so frustrating. I guess I have to attach a second GoPro. I just have to record with 2 GoPros on my helmet. If one crashes, hopefully the other one will not fail. I mean, that would be one solution, right? To back it up with a second camera. I'm still waiting on a drone progress, right? I'm having a something coming regarding drone footage that it will be huge and amazing if it all works out. So then I will be hopefully able to have some drone footage for you guys as well. But for now, I've also, by the way, I don't know why, but I'm really unlucky when it comes to cameras. I've also sent the Insta360, I've sent it back. It's horrible. That thing stopped working entirely. It just, you start recording, you record, then you save the recording, and it crashes while saving the recording, and it just saves the recording for half an hour, 40 minutes until the rest of the battery is completely gone, and it turns off. But nothing saved. I mean, what is going on with my cameras? I just want to provide some fun flights and get you guys a good time, and it just, the cameras just never work for me, man. Something weird here. At least that part was recorded. And look how slow we are. It's so cool. We're near the end now, coming to landing. You see Lucas down there. We're back to where we are. You see here on the screen tiny little dots. Those are the cars where we are going to land. So yeah, and hopefully you guys are you know, holding up well in the crisis that we have right now. Wishing you all the health and all the good there is, and let's try and get through this, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys are awesome as always. Manni signing off. Bye bye.